Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday the 18th of January 2018. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. Just want to bring a couple of points to your attention. First of all, cable trading 138.28.50 shortly before we went live with the video. That's up around 2.4% on the week against the dollar, putting it at the top of the majors table. Some question about whether it's sterling strength or dollar weakness that's driving the strength of the pound. If you look at how the dollar's performed against the yen and the Swiss franc over recent days, I think you'd have to conclude that it's sterling factors that are making the running, positioning, or just sentiment. But one way or the other, it certainly seems that the pound is in the driving seat for the moment there. One more thing to flag before we move on. Bitcoin, $11,034 a coin shortly before we recorded the video. Obviously had a very torrid session yesterday along with most of the crypto complex. May have found some more stability today. Let's see how that performs. Obviously people were rattled yesterday. Let's see if a bit more calm and order comes back to the market today. Right, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets for us today. Quite a busy calendar, so we'll crack straight on. We've already had consumer inflation expectations for January out of Australia, and alongside that, new home sales month on month for October. Perhaps more importantly, employment data for December out of Australia. Numbers were a bit mixed. We'll look at that in a bit more detail later on. And then at 7 o'clock this morning to come, retail sales for December, year-on-year data out of China. We'll also see industrial production data from China for December at the same time. And that'll also be accompanied by GDP data for Q4, both on a year-on-year and a quarter-on-quarter basis, probably the pick of this morning's data there. And then at 8 a.m. GMT, German Bundesbank President Jens Wiedmann will speak, the first of two European central bankers to speak today. Jumping forward to 13:30 GMT and switching to the States, we'll have housing starts and building permits data for December. That'll be followed, or accompanied I should say perhaps, by initial jobless and continuing jobless claims, because of course it's a Thursday. And at the same time, the data-rich Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey for January will also be released. Fast forward an hour and our second central bank speech of the day, the ECB's Kerr will be speaking at 14:30, and then we jump forward to 21:30 this evening for New Zealand business PMI data for December. Okay, let's take a look at breaking news and comment that's caught my eye. First of all, as you're probably aware, the Bank of Canada raised interest rates yesterday by 0.25%, but it warned on what's to come, saying that the path forward will not be so clear-cut. Overnight, China's new house price data has shown a rise in property prices for the first time in more than a year. 13 months, in fact, since this indicator last ticked higher. Meanwhile, Australian employment data for December is mixed. The unemployment rate was higher, and yet jobs created and participation rates also improved. So some contradictory signals there from Australian employment markets. Meanwhile, the Bank of Korea has kept its interest rates steady at 1.5% and has revised its 2018 growth forecast up for the country to plus 3% from the prior read of plus 2.9. And lastly, Apple Inc. is to repatriate its substantial $250 billion foreign cash pile back into the USA, investing in another campus and new jobs. The decision follows recent tax cuts, which were really the first policy success under President Donald Trump. Right, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day, and think about this. We often think of and treat Europe as a single entity in the FX market, but of course it's anything but. And the chart opposite shows us some of the variations in thinking and the causes for concern among its citizens and nation states. Well worth spending a bit of time looking at this chart and just to see what it is that concerns people in across Europe and the variations therein. Right, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about the risks involved or the suitability of the products for you, then please do contact a Pepperstone account representative.